Okay guys, so today we'll be touching on algebraic fractions. Right, so let's have a look about algebraic fractions. Okay, so algebraic fractions, what are they? They are fractions, right, with variables or letters in them. Okay, so now we need to look at our golden rule. Our golden rule is, when we're doing algebraic fractions, is to make sure that we have one term, right, divided by another term, right? That is our golden rule. Okay, so how do we go about simplifying algebraic fractions? The first thing that we need to ask ourselves is, do we have one term over one term? Right? Then we have to check if we have the powers with the same base and are they being divided. If this is true, and if we have powers with the same base and they are being divided, we need to use law 2 of exponents. Do we have another thing that the second or rather the third thing that we check out for is, do we have powers with the same base which are being multiplied? If there are, we have to use law 1 of exponents. Now I just want to do a quick refresher quickly. Remember law 1 and law 2, right? Law 1, the bases are the same, right? And the powers are being multiplied, we add the exponents. Law 2 says if we have powers, right, and they are being divided, we then subtract the exponents. That should be m minus m. Okay, let's get back on track. The third thing that we need to ask ourselves is, do we have powers that are raised to a further power? If yes, we need to use law 3 of exponents. And then, lastly, do we have powers raised to another power? And if yes, use law 4. Let me just reiterate some of those terms quickly. Do we have powers raised to a further power like 3 squared, right? Is that being raised again to 2, for example? That can tie into law 4 also as well. So 3 to the power of 2 times 2, right? My pen is not playing with me today. 2 times 2 will be 3 to the 2 times 2 is 4, right? Which gives us then 3 to the power of 4, etc., which is 64. Okay, so that's really the basics that we need to know before we jump into algebraic fractions. So here let's look at an example, right? Here we have a divided by a plus b. Now we have to again go through that checklist and ask ourselves, do we have anything being divided? Yes, we do. We have a divided by a plus b. But can we do anything, right? There's no multiplication at the bottom. There are two separate terms here, a and positive b are two separate terms, so we can't really apply any law of exponents to them. So in this case, there's literally nothing we can do. So the answer in the end would just be a divided by a plus b. Okay, let's have a look at another one. Okay, so here we have a squared divided by a plus b squared. Now again, if we have a look at here, we can't really do anything here in this case again, because although they have a squared on top, right, and a plus b squared again at the bottom, all that we can do is just multiply it out. A squared plus 2ab plus b squared, but nothing comes of that. So again, in this case, there is nothing we can do. This is already in its simplified form. Okay, so now let's have a look at another one. Now this one's a bit different because in this case, we do have a power, right? And we do have two exponents, two powers, right, being divided. So we have a cubed being divided by a to the power of 4. Now, remember we spoke about law 2, which says that if a to the power of n, right, is being divided by a to the power of m, that would be the same as a to the n minus m. So in this case, we would say a to the power of 3 over a to the power of 4. So according to the law, we'll have to say a to the 3 minus 4, which gives us a to the power of negative 1. Now we don't normally write powers with negative powers. What we normally do is, according to the laws, we have 1 on top as a numerator and a to the power of 1 at the bottom. So this would just be a to the power 1 over a to the power of 1, but we don't write that 1, so it's just a 1 over a. Another way of looking at this problem again would be if we were to say a cubed, right? That a times a times a over a to the power of 4 is a times a times a times a. So we'll just cancel then. A divided by a, and what's on top left? 1 over a. So that would be another way of looking at it again. Again, these are very simple, easy examples. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. Now in this one we have a power which is raised again to a further power. So we have a to the power of 3, right? To again raise to the power of 2, which means we multiply. So a to the power of 3 times 2 over a to the power of 4. Now a, 3 times 2 is going to be a to the power of 6 divided by a to the power of 4. And again, law 2 of exponents, we have a to the power of 6 minus 4, which gives us a to the power of 2. Okay, so there we go. Again, another simple one, not that challenging at all. Alright guys, so this comes to the end of this video on algebraic fractions part 1. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and in the next video I'll be doing more algebraic fractions.